Yeezys absolutely everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's Yeezys all over the place. And they're just coming out in tons and tons of different colorways and tons of different silhouettes. And what we've got today is a surprise. I wasn't expecting this because I thought what we had earlier in this year was the Yeezy 500 High. But what we actually had earlier this year was a Yeezy 500 Boot. And now we've got the Yeezy 500 High. And I'm like, but what's the difference? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at the Yeezy 500 High Slate and compare it with the Yeezy 500 Desert Boot. This is a Tokyo About a 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo About a 23 sneaker channelです。毎日アップするので、毎日見てください。Every single day, like every single day. Every day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews, and a little bit about the butter movement because we're playing a game. I don't want to waste your time explaining that game, so pop, there is an explanation of the game and you can check that out if you want to understand it. Basically, I drop hints for 5 days and then on the 6th day, a guy called Shoe Butter comes in and shows you one of the rarest sneakers in the world. And today is day 5, so the last hint that I have to drop for you guys is cartoon. If you put together the 5 hints from the last 5 videos, maybe you'll be able to guess what sneaker it is. Unlikely since it's one of the rarest sneakers in the world. Most of you don't even know it exists. That's how rare it is. Don't even know it exists. So check in tomorrow and you'll find out which of those extremely rare sneakers Shoe Butter is bringing to us from his $1 million ding sneaker collection, which is just a great thing for me to be able to show to you guys on the channel. So definitely check that out. But push that aside. Let's get back to the video. I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff. It's called the butter movement, but I leave it till the end of the video and then I talk in more depth about the butter movement stuff at the end of the video because you are here to talk about Yeezys and to find out about what the difference between a Yeezy 500 High and a Yeezy Desert Boot is. And that's what we're going to be doing today. But first, there's a military man out there. There's a military man out there who wants our support, who needs our support, who deserves our support. Number one, great channel, Sneakers in Hand. It's a dream of mine to have sneakers in hand, and here's my buddy who does it every single time, Sneakers in Hand. Number two, he's military and he's overseas, so he's given of his life, his time, his energy, his spirit to do something honorable, and that's worthy of support. Number three, he's a great guy and he's a supporter of my channel too. Number four, he's almost at 1,000 subscribers and we should push him there. So go over to his channel, check out his channel and get him to 1,000 subscribers. He's right there, and let him know in the comments down below. Tokyo Butter 23 sent me to your channel to help you get to 1,000 subscribers. Happy to support. So his name is Shoes Up, Sleeves Down. As I said in my videos every day this week, it's shoes up because yes to shoes and sleeves down because no to sleeves. The guy's ripped, so he wears vests all the time because he's ripped. Me, if I wore a vest, you guys would barf and then leave. So let's not do that. But he can do that because he's ripped. So definitely go over and check out my buddy Shoes Up, Sleeves Down. Here's a link to his channel, ding, and go subscribe there because that guy deserves it. He's earned it. And I think it would be a great thing to go support him and let him know that Tokyo Butter 23 sent you. So that aside, it's time for us to look at this this Boot 500 High thing going on. And what I'm going to do is it's something I've done in my videos. If you're a regular watcher, if you're a subscriber to my channel, if you watch all the time, on my green screen back here, I often flip between two things so that you can see easily the two things that I'm thinking about. And that's going to happen a lot today in the channel, in the video, so that you can see the difference. It's going to happen in two different ways. One way, I think it's important that you, the viewer, understand what's the difference between the 500 High and the Desert Boot. So we'll flip between those two and you can see, oh, okay, Desert Boot this, High, 500 High that. But also it's important to see the difference between a 500 High and a 500 itself. So we'll flip between those two there as well. So in today's video, we're going to definitely compare the boots and the highs, but also the regulars and the highs too. But before we do that, it's a YouTube channel, and YouTube channels need subscribers, just like my buddy Shoes Up, Sleeves Down does, as do I. So please do hit the subscribe button down below, click, 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 and hit that like button. If I don't remind you to hit the like button, you'll forget to do it. So I'm reminding you, so you're not forgetting to do it. Click like down below. And as this is a channel from Tokyo, Japan, where the Olympics are next year, I do say at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku, yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Ine mo click suru to tasukaru no de, zehi, ine ya, Toroku o click shite kudasai. Okay, without further ado, let's have a look at these guys. I think I will start with the boot. No, I won't. I'll start with the highs. So behind me here is the highs. And what I'm going to do is, and hopefully this is happening behind me here, because if it's not, I'm looking like a right plonker right now.
Butter, you plonker.
So hopefully what's happening right now is I'm zooming in on the midfoot section of the high. And when you zoom in on that, I hope what I'm capturing behind me here is the midfoot section and the lacing system of that high, because the midfoot section has some panels on it and the lacing system has sort of pods, the eye stays on it. And I want us to look at that. And then I'll pop up a picture of the desert boots, and I probably put up the black ones. I think they were called oil, the grey, the brown ones, the oils. And I'll do the same thing as zoom into the midfoot section of the boot. And then I'll be able to, so you've got the midfoot section of the boot, and then we'll be able to sort of flip between the two, back and forward, tong, ting, tong, ting. And behind me here, you should be able to see the differences between the two. And they're very similar, very, very similar. You can see the paneling, you can see the overlays, and you can see those eye stays on there in their construction, not in their color, of course, because the slate is a sort of blue color and the oils are a sort of brown color. But in their actual construction, what the materials are made of, the size, the overlays, all those kind of things on there, if you look at those two together, you can see they're very similar. But then what we'll do is we'll take the boot. So let's go with the boot first and go and zoom back out again on that. And then we'll take the midfoot section of the high and zoom back out on that as well. And then if you look at the two together alternating this way, that's the only real similarity between the two shoes. Is that middle section, that midfoot lacing section, very, very similar. But when you back it right out and look at the two together, from the midsole and the outsole section up onto the sort of the tongue area, not tongue area, the toe box area, and even that high element of the boot and the high element of the high, the actual physical construction is very, very different. So it's just that middle section, chūshin no tokoro, the middle section that's the same between the two, the highs and the boots. So that's our comparison between those two. But if we push that aside, I wonder if I could do that. I don't know if I have the technology to do this, but it reminds me of the Batman movie, the original Batman movie from like 1990 with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. The Joker does this thing where he slides the screen to the side and gets Batman off the screen on a television. So let's try and do that. Let me try and I'll have the boot, the desert boot behind me, and I'll try and find a way to go shh and move it so that now we have just a regular 500. If that didn't work and I look like a plonker again, I don't care. I don't mind looking like a plonker. But if it did work, yay, props to me. So anyway, now you've got the regular 500 behind me here, and I'm trying to remember which 500 I decided to use. It wasn't salt, was it? It was something else. I can't remember what it is. Maybe okay, whatever. And I'm not going to really zoom in this time. I don't need to zoom in on the midfoot section or anything like that. I'm just going to keep that 500 low. I can't really call it low, but you know what I mean. That 500 there, and then we'll start flipping between the two. Now, hopefully, what I've been able to do is to line it up so that the low element of the low is then overlapping onto the low element of the high, and then just the high bit that sticks out the top is the only difference. So on the screen behind me here, the two are kind of interchanging like this, and not interchanging like the high up here and the low down here sort of thing. And hopefully what you're being able to see when I do that is the similarities between the two, because literally if you just cut the top half of the high off, you'd be left with a regular Yeezy 500. The midsole, the adiprene midsole and the outsole are the same. The construction on the upper is exactly the same in the lace area, the toe box, the number of panels on the way back to that ankle section, even that thin panel where it would sort of signify the top line of the low is still there on the high, but then above that you've got that extra bit of section on there. So if you just covered, I wonder if I could do it. I've got no idea how this is going to look I really wish I knew. Let me think about this. I'm going to try and go James Bond on you here and try and work this out. I think the ankle is going to be up here. And if I cover that ankle, this is not going to work. The ankle is probably over there, and you guys are like, yeah, plonker. If I cover the ankle, then you should just see what is the outline of a regular 500. So the similarities between the two, very, very similar sneakers. It's very clear to me now. It wasn't clear to me before. It's very clear to me now that the desert boot is a desert boot. It's not a 500 boot. It's a desert boot. And this 500 high is the 500 high or the 500 boot because of those differences, those similarities that we've talked about today. And that's why they're calling the upcoming release of the Adidas Yeezy 500 High Slate a debut, because it's the first time that we have had a 500 high, even though we've had those desert boots before. In today's video, I hope I've been able to show you and explain for you in the clearest of ways. It couldn't be clearer how different the desert boot and the 500 highs are, hopefully. And if that is the case, let me know in the comments down below that I worked that out and I was able to show the difference between the two. For now though, it's time to move away from that and do this butter movement stuff. I talked in yesterday's video about how we need to work out what the next stage of the butter movement is. I've worked very hard to bring the butter movement back to be a thing after it was lost to us for a couple of years. But now we're back, we need a second goal. Where are we going to go next? And I really need the guys from the butter movement to hit me up with comments down below and let me know where they think we should go next. Well, what is it? What's the next stage? We've got butter movement 2.0 going and moving, and it's a thing now, but where are we going to go with it? Where are we going to take it? What's next for the butter movement? You let me know in the comments down below. For now though, it's time for me to sign off, and thank you guys for checking out my content. Make sure you've hit up Shoes Up Sleeves Down channel. I can't put another link to that there because I've already linked to his channel once, but please do check out his channel. Drop him a comment that says I came over from Tokyo Butter 23 and help him to get to 1,000 subscribers. He's a great guy, he's got a great channel, and he's well worth the support. For now though, it's time for me to sign off, but as I do this every single day, like every single day, and we're getting real close to a year anniversary of daily drops, every single day from Tokyo, Japan, that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.